Hi everyone, welcome to All Things Pelvic Floor. I'm discussing some common questions that I get, and one of those is concerning postpartum period and prolapse. So POP is pelvic organ prolapse. I have pelvic organ prolapse myself, so this is a topic near and dear to my heart. And the question that I most commonly get is, what are the good exercises for pelvic floor organ prolapse and what are the bad exercises that I need to avoid? And I always love this question because it's so important that we address the stigma behind pelvic floor organ prolapse and the common myths that we see. The biggest one is that individuals with pelvic organ prolapse are sometimes they think, I can't lift anything. I should never do strength training again. I can never run. I can never have fun again. And I'm here to tell you that that's just not true. And I'm also here to tell you that the good exercises to do are common for all people postpartum. So if you are working with me, if you are able to go through my fundamentals series, you're going to learn the tools and the exercises that you need postpartum to help alleviate some of your potential POP symptoms, and then also be able to strengthen those muscles and use them effectively. Because it all starts with learning postural positioning, breath, integrating and training, which we cover in the fundamental series. But the cool part is that your journey is going to be unique to you. You're going to be able to slowly start to regain function and confidence in your pelvic floor. And then you're going to return to things you didn't even know that you could. I'm here to tell you that. But something to consider is that a good and bad exercise is going to be different for every person. And it's not necessarily that it's going to be good or bad. It's going to be, when should you be utilizing that exercise? Are you ready for that exercise? That's going to be the key. So for an example, some people, we do a plank, which is where you're on your palms or forearms, toes tucked into the ground. Maybe your knees are on the ground for a modification, or they're up and you're nice and flat, straight like a board. This is a great upper body, basically full body work, full body exercise. And it's a fun one, it's challenging, all the good things. But whenever you're postpartum or have a prolapse diagnosis, this can sometimes just not work. And we're thinking, I will never be able to get back to a plank again. Well, we need to kind of rethink that. I challenge you instead, let's start building up your plank. Let's start doing a prank on a wall. Let's start building up that tension, reconnect, work on your postural positioning, your breath, integrate it in, and then train it in a plank or a prank on the wall, stepping it down to the floor. This is what's going to separate you from all the other women who are struggling and suffering for postpartum prolapse and more. Because if you approach it as, I am strong, I am building back my body, and we're going to adjust things according to what my body is telling me and what my body is ready for, sooner or later you see it is not about what good exercises are good and what bad exercises are bad. It's about what is best for you at that time and what can your body do right now, because that will change. So, bad exercises, maybe you don't want to start out in a full plank. Maybe you don't want to do hundreds in Pilates. Maybe we don't do a snatch in CrossFit right now. Let's work up to it to where we can do that effectively and safely. So it's not that those are bad exercises. It's just that maybe that's not what we start out with right now. We build up back to it. So I encourage you to seek out a provider, whether it's a women's health athletic trainer focus or a pelvic floor physical therapist. Maybe speak to your OBGYN or your midwife about your concerns, and then start addressing it and being able to take back that confidence that maybe postpartum has depleted a little bit. So I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to check out my other videos, and I will see you in the next one.